Tonight, from U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's Week 3 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Two weeks have come and gone. It's off to Week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. St. Brown in motion right. A man who was the Georgia State High School Player of the Year in 2020. Here's Jahmyr Gibbs. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The numbers for Gibbs from last week. 19 carries, 112 yards, and a touchdown.
Just an excellent performance from them on the ground last week, and that speaks to an offense that is operating at a high level on all fronts. Of course, that man running the ball, he's just seeing the field so well. But don't forget about his offensive line. They've really asserted their will out there and are confident they can repeat it again this week.
A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down. They'll fake the give. Now Goff. That is caught by Laporta. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Quick toss by Goff is complete. And in for the Lions touchdown. Sam Laporta. His Now, following the interception, this offense will get another shot at it as they'll quickly head back onto the field. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. He fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. Off play action. Here's Goff. He's airing it out for Williams. And that's going to be incomplete. And now the red flag out on the field. We'll have a challenge forthcoming. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So a good challenge there. The look pretty conclusive. The feet were in, and it's a completed pass. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. He stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. Now 3rd down and 7. From the gun, here's Goff. Steps away to his left. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And he's going to be touchdown short of a first. And it's 4th down coming up. On 4th down, on is Jake Bates for the Lions field goal. Bates' kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Now Goff. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
It'll go as a gain of 4. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. The Lions at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. To the air again. Goff. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. 2nd and 12. Gibbs straight ahead. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
St. Brown in motion right. On 3rd down, here's Gibbs. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. So since that last gain did not get a first, they'll decline the penalty there and force a 4th down. Montgomery, they'll run for it. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Goff now to throw. Flushed out right. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Gone. Finding his big receiver, Patrick, over the middle. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. That time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, he can.
Touchdown! Amon-Ra St. Brown. So the offense set to take the field here. They will have the football with less than a minute to go in the first half. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Here's Goff. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Patrick. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. On 1st down, Goff. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. The final shot before break here. Goff. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. And now the half not quite over yet. This is a live football on the miss. And he will be taken down here. And that's certainly not how you draw it up. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. To throw is Goff. He's airing it out for Williams. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Down the left sideline. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamison. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score it. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. On the delay, Jones. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. They go back to the ground with Jones. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Ball on the 40 now. Here's second down and 7. Looking to throw McCarthy. Over the middle and complete to Addison. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 78 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. On play action, McCarthy. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. Well, how about that? The defense's first sack. It doesn't come from one of the usual suspects up front. It comes from the secondary.
Yeah, I think they caught the quarterback off guard a little bit because he wasn't able to account for the possibility of that blitz and change the blocking assignment. He comes through and puts him on the ground.
He was able to pick up 6 yards there, so that leaves him with a 3rd and 13. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. Still fighting. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. They'll go with Jones. And this is going to be nowhere close. Needed some inches and ended up losing yardage. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. Second down, and they go back to Gibbs. And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this 3rd quarter of play. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Goff now looks to throw. It's to St. Brown, and he makes a great catch. And he's going to be dropped quickly right there at the 48, a couple yards shy of midfield. That'll put him close to 100 yards receiving. He's at 98, and he's got a first down. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now it's Goff off the bootleg. They'll roll him out right. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 27-yard line. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
67 yards rushing for him now to this point. 3rd and 2. Goff. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Lions first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and take him to like turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
Throwing on 3rd. Goff rolling to his right. That is caught. And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Montgomery is in for a Lions touchdown. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. On 1st down, McCarthy. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. Working out of the gun is McCarthy. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Riley Dixon now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and it was their defense that really made the